It is a beautiful morning here. We are at the top of Lock 37. We're going upbound here for a while, and so we're at the top of the lock. There are boats at the bottom of the lock. They lock through and they're going to Kingston. So it's our third day on the Rideau Canal, and we're looking forward to it. Today we're going to a special place. We are going to visit the town of Perth, and in order to do that with this boat, we're going to leave the boat at the bottom of Lock 33 and then get a taxi into Perth. But we heard it's a place that cannot be missed, so we have done the planning to do that. Today it's early. I think there's like 14 or 15 hours of daylight, so I'm up, I'm ready to go, and it seems like let's just go and we'll get in line at the blue line at Lock 36. Now Lock 36 is the highest part of the Rideau, and so from there we'll be going down, okay, with the exception of if you did go to Perth, you would have to go up for 2 locks, but we're not going to be doing that. We're just going to stay at the bottom of it, and from there we'll continue our journey to Ottawa as we go along. Something else that happens since you're at the top of the lock is we will be changing charts, of course, in here, the way I have the routes built. And then the other thing that we'll be doing is we've been red right returning because we've been returning. Now we're going to be on the descent, and so the people who are coming from the larger body of water up to the Lock 36, which I believe is Newborough, they'll be red right returning, which means for us, the red, we're going to be switching this little device that we have over here from red on the right to leaving red on the port. So very important. And you know, you've been going along for so many days with, hey, red's on the right, red's on the right. And I probably will have Rev sit up here with me just as another set of eyes, even though I have this reminder, I have it on the charts. Sometimes in the heat of battle, you know, you go like, oh, yeah, red, and there's not an opposing green out there. You're on the wrong side, and before you know it, you'll be into fiberglass repairs or prop repairs. So we will make sure we're bringing our A game today, and it should be a lovely day out there, and it should be a great day out there. So come along with us.
Off from Chaffeys Lock. Beautiful part of the Rideau Canal. We wake up every morning, the water is calm, the days are beautiful. We really picked a great time to come through this canal. This is the smallest ferry crossing I've ever seen. What do you think, 1 car at a time?
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe it's a private ferry, you know.
Neighborhood watch community. So there's a street over there. So there is a way for them to go across. We got to this lock early. They open at 9 and it's about 8:15. In Canada, they have painted a portion of their wall. It's called the blue line. So if you're waiting to go into a lock, you can tie up to the blue line before, and that lets them know too that you're ready to go. I have loose tied 3 lines on this side, so here we are waiting to go into the lock.
We are here, and the first order of business will be to get the geese, the baby geese, out of here. And they are all over the place. The lockmaster has arrived. Oh, you're a student?
I'm a student.
Okay.
I just showed up first.
Well, and I guess first order of business will let these babies, mama and the babies, out of here.
Freed as soon as
Yeah.
Ryan or someone else, or Alex show up, because they have built-in keys.
Yeah.
And that's where the keys to the system is.
Well, super. Yeah.
This happened yesterday, but we think a dog ran from over there. So
Yeah.
we think that chased them in, but the water was up, so we just opened
Oh, I see. Well, there's a bunch of them in there, and I think Mama's excited to get going, and Dad is somewhere down there waiting for him to come out. Is he up there? Okay, yeah.
I don't know what there's some
There's
down
a
there.
couple
I
down
know
there
there's a
too.
bunch near
So,
our bridge.
yeah.
Not our bridge. The white 40 bridge for 42.
Yeah.
42 is over there. There's a bunch near there.
Yeah.
Sam is our tour guide on this
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
I remember as a kid going to Disneyland, Disney World, whatever, and we had the Jungle Cruise that you went to, and they also had like corny jokes and everything.
Oh, you're good at that.
And one that I remember was we would go through this one area, and he said it was Mexican Junction, where the weather forecast is chilly today and hot tamale.
Oh, brother.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
jokes like that. Well, we are motoring right along. We're coming up on the Narrows Lock on the Rideau Canal, and so I left Newborough back there. It's where the buoys change. So we now have the red on the left, so we'll be leaving red to port, and we have used our little slider thing here that you can get from us. One of our partners there, Brad, gets those things for you, and it's just nice to have a little bit of a something mechanical rather than, you know, all this electronic stuff. It just kind of helps with communication and awareness. And as we changed, you know, we came out and it was obvious, you know, that there was two. I was a red and a green. They were so close together, you couldn't mistake it. And so you had to know that it was different. And we were coming up on, like I said, the Narrows Lock. It's usually windy here, and the locks on the Rideau, they don't have VHF radios, so you have to depend on cell phone and smoke signals, those types of things. So I did call and talk to the lockmaster, and told him, hey, it's the first one where we're actually going down, and he said, hey, no worries, they help with the lines. He said it's usually windy, and it is a little bit windy. They have a boat that they are lowering right now, and so they'll have to fill the chamber. So we pulled the throttle back so that we're not waiting too long. And then I asked him, where is the blue line? Is it on the right or the left? So that Rev would know. We prefer, when we're going through the lock, is to tie on the lock wall on the port side. The blue line where you wait and stage for the lock is on the starboard side of the boat. So Rev's got some lines out there. It may be a small weight, or it may just be, you know, hey, come on right in. So we'll have to see. I'm still looking for that tie up where I could get another cup of coffee. So if we have to wait, I'll be down in the galley there, and we got this new, I love it. I didn't want to get it, but Rev said, no, we need to get it, because we have a Black & Decker, I think it's Black & Decker coffee maker down there, and it makes like, you know, 5 cups, and then we ended up wasting it. So we got a single shot Keurig type thing, and I just love it, because like, hey, and we got the compostable pods. It's something that I really like, so I'll be trying to get that second cup of coffee this morning. We have arrived at Lower Beveridges Lock. We are at Lock 33, which we are not going to go through, and then Lock 34 would be up that way. When we depart tomorrow, most likely, the next lock is going to be for us 32. So if you're doing the Rideau from Kingston to Ottawa, you don't have to go through these locks. And if you have a bigger boat, this is where you want to stay. You get a taxi into Perth, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about how we got here. We left Lock 37 early today because we wanted to get onto the blue line at Lock 36 and be able to lock through. So you saw some of that footage there with the geese that were, the baby geese that were trapped in the lock, and we got through that. And then about another 5 miles to Lock 35. And that was just that was our first down lock, just 3 feet down. But what we got to see today was beautiful, beautiful water, cottages, houses along the Rideau Lake, and almost 300 feet of water. Got to tell you, that was kind of nice. Going through the channel, coming out of 37 through there, it was like a little bit like a jungle cruise, and we had about, I guess 6 or 8 feet of water. So when you do the Rideau Canal, I guarantee you 5, but if you're at 4.5, that means 6 inches. We are a little bit higher than normal being this early, and we're not seeing a lot of traffic, which is nice, because if I had to pass traffic in that narrow channel, that would have taken some planning and you know, some really, I guess, tight maneuvering in there. But let me talk to you a little bit about the planning that goes into this, because one of the things that you'll have to do is not only contend with the lock schedule, but there are swing bridges along the route. And so for our next route, I'm really going to have to sit down and see when those swing bridges open, because we're starting to get into more populated areas where there's more traffic. So they're going to be timing those bridges opening, and they're different sometimes Monday through Friday than they are Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be sitting down with that and figuring out what the departure time is from here to the first lock. But there may be a bridge in between. I don't know. I've got to look at it. I do know the next route that we go to, we're going to try to get to lock 24. There's a couple swing bridges in there. What we do in our planning is we sit down and we do it through Navionics. I take the Navionics route once I'm satisfied it's done auto routing, and it does a great job. Then I will export that to Active Captain. Active Captain will then put it into my Garmin chart plotter. And then I sit there and I look at the route. I go pretty much, inch by inch through this thing here and look at the contours on here. And if Navionics took me a little too close to a point or something, I'll move the points on here. So this is what I'm going to drive the boat with here, the magenta line that's on here. We're going to be following that, and many times I will have it tied to the autopilot. When I'm going through a bridge or near an area that's tight maneuvering, like coming out of Lock 37 going northbound, tight maneuvering, I'm going to be hand steering the boat through that. So I will move the points on here, and then this becomes the gospel. I'm not going to go back and change the routes on my backup, which is the Navionics and also Aquamap. Those are kind of guidelines in there, but studying that route, you really want to do that, particularly if you are close to, the limit of 5 feet. And I'd say, boy, if you start to get over 4 feet, you do need to pay attention to it. And that's about all I have to say about that. It's just, you can't be careful enough when it comes to the planning, because when you get out there and there are distractions or things go wrong, you want to be able to have a route that you can depend on and say, hey, I looked at that route, I trust that route, and we're good to go. So we will see how the next one goes with the timing of the bridges, and we're going to enjoy Perth here. Great lockmaster here, Ian, kind of helped us out. We got power on the boat. I'm going to go down in the ER, the engine room, check out a few things down there, make sure we're still good, and then we're just going to enjoy the day. I think it's only like, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. Is that right? I don't know. But we're going to have most of the day here. So see you next time on What Yacht To Do.